All right, it's Media Day time. We're talking 10-5A Division II, and we are with Richmond Randle head coach Brian Randle. Now, if that name sounds familiar, it's because because your dad's who the school is named after. How cool is that? I mean, to take away from everything else, how cool is it to be the first football coach at a school named after your dad? I guess it's a good time you can talk up your dad a little bit, and that'll be his Father's Day present this year.
Right, right. No, I tell you what, it's very different, and you catch me smiling every once in a while because when they say Coach Randall or Randall High School, it's a unique situation. The biggest thing is just trying to make him proud. We want to make sure that we make him proud and we lead by example and do what's right. That's the biggest thing. Is you go to Randall High School, we want the kids to enjoy their time here and also get a great education.
Talking just football, and you may need to take a breath because you're going to have to think this one out. But because there's a lot of tough deals, but I was going to ask, what is the toughest thing for you to start a program, to actually get the program that has never played a down yet, to get it going?
Honestly, you take a lot for granted in the sense of just the norms, like things that you, like checking a kid out of class or whatever, like just the little things that you're just used to doing because you're already in an established program. Like we set everything. There is no tradition, right? So that's the unique thing. And it's also the tough part because you have no senior leadership. We opened up with 9th and 10th graders. So, like I know when you're young, you're kind of in your shell a little bit. You might not want to speak out. So us just trying to grow leaders right now and just trying to get the kids comfortable and talking in front of people, that's the tough part, just finding that true leadership.
And and there's obviously going to be a ton of firsts. Everything's a first. You got your first, colors for your thing, silver and black. Your first name is the Lions, but there's no culture there. You got to kind of build that thing. And how tough is that to kind of build a football culture? Is it something that the kids are excited to do? Hey, we're trendsetters, or is it something that you talked about not having any leaders or finding your leaders right now? How excited will it be for you for somebody to step up and say, okay, this is what I want Randall football to be like?
Right. Well, it's just like you said, there is no culture. So we're building it from the ground up. We got kids from Terry, we got kids from George Ranch, and we have kids from Lamar Consolidated. So you take those three and you just kind of, you mix them in the pot. So right now, we do have some leaders, like our quarterback, Leo Garza. He's a true leader. Like he's a true leader. He commands the room. And he does what's right. I dare to say 100% of the time, like he's just one of those kids, a really good kid. So we do have some leadership, but it's difficult in the sense that you're dealing with young kids. You got 9th and 10th graders, and 9th graders are very squirrely. I don't know when the last time you was on the campus, but 9th graders, they can be a little squirrely. So, the good part is we got great administration that backs us, that really believe in athletics. So that helps to where I get all my coaches in the period for the most part. And we coach hard, but we coach fair, if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense. Have you had any spring type practices that you can even really sit back on? And if so, is there any diamonds in the rough that you'd like to talk on as far as offensively or defensively on this team?
We had our first scrimmage, little inter-squad scrimmage on Friday. The boys did, when I tell you, like our offense played extremely well. Like they played extremely well. They moved the ball well. Our starting quarterback blew out his knee against Lake Belton this past season, I guess week seven, and he's had surgery already, so he's on the mend. But our backup, he looked pretty good. He threw the ball well. So we were all kind of, we were pleasantly surprised about that. Defensively, our D line is going to be, I think, our strength of our defense. They're going to be pretty good. They're just young. We have 2 freshmen and 2 sophomores. And when I tell you they're going to be good, though, like in a couple of years, they're going to be very, very good.
That's going to be nice to see them grow with you. Now, I don't know how much you had a chance to look through the district there, but with the Montgomery teams and Lamar Consolidated, Huntsville, Rudder, and Brenham, how do you feel your team may survey? You may take some lumps because you're younger, but how do you think you guys will survey through this district?
All right, well, we don't believe in excuses, right? It would be easy to say, we're going to be young. You just want to go out there and compete. That's what you're supposed to say, but that's not what I'm going to say. we are going to be young, but we're gonna put the kids in position to be successful. We do have some young, talented kids that can get open in space and make people miss. You know, and like I said, defensively we'll hang our hat on the D line. We will be young, but I expect us to go out there and compete. I mean, every down, every minute, every second of the ball game.
Now, obviously you have a lot of stuff going on there, but one of the things you did have to do is dig around and find 4 non-district games. What are those games, and how do you hope to come out of there?
Well, we play Calhoun, Port Lavaca, Calhoun, West Columbia, and Bryan. I know Coach Tellis well. That's how I agreed upon that game, to be honest with you. Coach Mayshek, the head coach over at West Columbia, my first year at Foster, I guess what was that, 19, 20 years ago, he was the defensive coordinator there. You know, so I've worked on staff with him, and he's a good guy. So reached out to him, and the biggest thing was just trying to find teams that we can match well with, you know, in that preseason piece, and just trying to get the kids used to competing on that varsity level. You know, I think the Friday night lights, when the lights come on, sometimes, you know, you can be a deer in the headlight at moments, but that's the biggest piece of why we want to play those games.
I dig it. Hey, I appreciate you joining me, man. There's going to be some ups and downs this year, but I personally think they got the right man for the job, and good luck down this season.